Hey, welcome back. Woodley here. My goodness, has it been busy? And I have done a horrible job of taking video of the things that have gone on. So let me catch you up on the progress here on the house. First thing that you're going to see here is this is our first floor porch, and we have these rough sawn beams in here. And so over last weekend, I was staining these beams, and first all of them needed to be sanded down, and then we applied this stain. It's kind of a modified teak version, and I didn't get it all done that first Saturday. I got it sanded, and then I got the upper part here stained. So a little bit of, moving a scaffold and then positioning things out here. And then on another day, I got the corner post done. And then it took me a couple different, there's like only an hour of daylight that I have after work. And so these railings were a little bit tedious with it. I was hoping to have gotten the deck and the stairs done, but that's going to have to wait, I think, until the springtime, or maybe if we get some warm up or something. But let's go on inside, see what's happening there. So as we come in, the big news that we've had happening in here is that the HVAC has all of the ductwork for our upstairs is now in. And the upstairs is going to be run on a separate heat pump than the first floor and ground floor. And what you're seeing up here, this is one of the nice things about these floor trusses, is it creates a lot of space for working with your ductwork. And the bottom runs are all of the inflow lines, and then the return lines are all above them. So that, I think, is the ideal placement of it. If you see here with the main one, that lower one is your outgoing, I don't know what they call that, where the flow goes into the rooms, and then the return is the upper one. So you get a little bit of heat exchange in that, in your heating time through there. And then this big opening is where those main duct lines run. And then we've got the thermostat here for the first floor. That electric line is up. We'll have a couple of two returns that'll come out from here. Part of it with the first floor ductwork that we have is those three ones blow in, but we're going to have our kitchen cabinets will be along this wall here, and a refrigerator, and so we don't have the space here for that return. So two of those returns will be on that wall, and then another one over here on this wall. But then all the other rooms, the office and the bedrooms, all have both the flow and return are all in those. So now you see down here in the, we're down in the ground floor, which feeds both the ground floor and the first floor. And we've zoned this system separately. So the ground floor will be a zone, and then the first floor will be a separate zone. And so what you see on these ducts is each one of these have baffles that have their own motor to it, that's connected and tied in with those zoning relays. So that's how you have the same main trunk lines coming, but feeding separate ones. And so so this is all first floor stuff that is in right now. And then we started here, this one right above me will go into one of the downstairs ground floor ones. There's still a little bit more to do with that particular system. So, but these guys are doing a great job, and ductwork is a huge component to a good functioning HVAC system. You have to have the right flow, and you have to have the right volume of air to be able to get through that. That's one of the nice things about these full metal ducted systems here. It's not just the not just the flex duct, they're going to maintain the volume and the capacity for it. So this downstairs and ground floor, this has a train heat pump that's a 4-ton unit with a propane backup, and the small propane furnace on the inside for the real cold weather. The way that will work is the systems talk to each other, and if the heat pump isn't able to bring it up to temperature within a certain time, then that propane will kick in. So, it's not uncommon for us here to get a temperature maybe 20 below zero, and so that's a nice little bit of redundancy built into it. The other thing that has come in, what you see here is we've got some of our vinyl siding down here, and we were thinking this was going to come in Columbus Day weekend before that, and it ended up, for supply chain issues, getting here in this past week. So I am doing this job myself. You see we have this, it's called Bayou Blue. This is Plygem product, and carried these down. Boxes are kind of heavy. Let me take you outside and show you what we got done on Saturday. Was able to get get this started here, so you kind of begin to get a picture of what that final color is going to look like here with that. You see that with the stain there. One of the things, just giving some thought to how this all lays out, was starting it where we're able to bring this level up, and when we match up with the house over on that side, that we're on the same level as we are down here. And so I think, kind of measuring out where we're starting and where we're going, to make sure that mark is going to measure up there. So if you look at this zip panel here, that's 4 foot, and then we have 8 foot, and then we can have another course along this line here where that tape line is. We'll have another course of siding that will go along there, and then we should be able to, at that point, kind of match this starter strip up with the height here. If we need to bring it down a little bit, we can bring it down and then match that up and bring it around this corner here, so that those lines are all visually, as you go around the corner, you have that same line on it. So that took a little bit of just thinking through. Not too bad. It's one of the nice features of construction materials. The way things are, there are multiples of it. So the siding is 8 inches. It's a double 4-inch siding, and it helps to be able to work that out. So in this part here, for example, I was able to get this line to come up to the base of the window here, so that it's like a full sheet. And I did have to cut this down and put what they call utility trim in underneath this here, just to get that piece up in there. But I think it looks good in terms of how that siding is laying out. Now, the one area that I should have thought through a little bit more, and where I had started, was up on the very peak. I was starting with these corner pieces, and that's pretty high up there. It's about 32 feet. We've got a 40-foot extension ladder, which I cut my hand up pretty good putting up, and learned some things through that. But what happened is, as you see, we've got this gap here, and as I was coming down, part of it is that little extra piece that you got to get for the gable up there. When I was coming down, I didn't want to leave that little gap down here in the bottom. It would be better to leave that gap up at the top. So it was actually a really windy day. I had the 32-foot ladder on this side, and I had it like tied off on the house and Paul, who was here working on the septic, he came and held it for me one time just because the wind was really whipping around. So that was kind of took quite a bit of time to do that, and then to know that you're redoing it is a little bit annoying, which is why you learn from that. So let's see what we got going on here down in the ground. The last big update that we have now is that our septic system is now in, and they have also started at the same time of putting the septic in. They started putting in this lower drive, which is, as you see down there where the our transformer is. We've got this other drive that's going to come around that will be kind of the separate entrance here for the ground level for the and a little parking area over here. So as we come look over here, we've got this is where the septic line comes out and goes down. Now that's a little clean out. I think he's going to bring that down a little bit. He's going to resize that pipe, but that's really nice to have that clean out available. That will be super handy if needed. And so then that pipe comes out to here, and we've got a good bit of elevation here. So then what happens is it goes down at this point 45 down, and then comes out, and we have a 1,500 gallon concrete tank right down here, which is pretty large, but those things get sized based on the number of bedrooms that you have. So having 5 bedrooms in the house, we needed a tank that size. Thankfully, because of our it's so much sand and gravel, everything really perked really well, meaning it drained really well. And so what happened with the tank here is we came out of that tank, and then there's a small another little concrete box called a distribution box, and we have 4 different lines going off of that are each 75 feet long, and they have rock down at the bottom, and then that rock has a pipe that has holes in it, and then some more rock over the top, and then that filter fabric over there, and then things are smoothed back in. So again, major props to Paul, our builder, and he works with the excavator operator really well. And that the guy is an excavator operator, as you have seen in previous videos, is just so stinking skilled. He's got that that excavator, and in the middle of digging the septic system, he's putting in this driveway, not with a skid steer, but with the excavator, smoothing that out. When he put the tank in, he had it perfectly level. He didn't even have like a level or a laser on it, but just with his skill, he was able to get that thing perfectly level, and then obviously you check it. So those guys are doing just awesome work. We're really excited about it. And we'll kind of chip away at the siding, but I got to get some winterized things. We got snow coming. So we've got snow coming. The geese are flying south, and I was hoping that this siding was going to get here like a month ago. It was really, the weather was incredibly beautiful, but it doesn't always work that way. And so, yeah, worst comes to worst, if we've got to wait for the spring to get it on, it's not a problem, especially with this zip sheathing. It can be exposed in there, but I'm going to work away at it. Thanksgiving break, I'm going to kind of take a crack at it, and if I can get, when it's not raining or those things, if I can get an hour and a half or so after work, or obviously we keep getting less and less light here this time of year, but we'll work away, and I'm learning, and so you get faster as you go in the learning process with it. So anyway, sorry for not capturing all of that. There could have been some awesome footage. The other thing, hey, so the tractor that I bought, which I need to do another explanation on, but we'll do a more in-depth video on that one. But the snowblower that came with it had some issues. So yesterday I had a 10-hour trip up to Vermont where I found a good deal on another used snowblower, which is in quite a bit better condition. So that's in the works too, but lots of fun. It's cool. I like it, and we're enjoying it. It's challenging and it requires a lot, but we're having fun in the process. So thanks for following along with us, and I'll see you next time.